Oh, Derek St. Holmes. Back in the band, Derek St. Holmes.
Hell yes, man. I was just explaining how we couldn't stop the Motown spirit. Derek St. Holmes, the voice, the miracle voice of Stranglehold, Just What the Doctor Ordered, Hey Baby, and Turn It Up, which are the soundtrack of American Dream Defiance.
So when I saw you at the horse race, I said, man, this guy...
And Derek just jammed a little bit.
Yeah, you
5
came
or
on
6
like the
songs.
second half. I said, damn, Ted Nugent has the best guitar tone I've ever heard in my life.
Say it again.
Yeah, he does. Ted Nugent has the best guitar tone I've ever heard in my life.
Say that one more time.
So you're playing Petey.
Say that again.
Ted Nugent has the best guitar. Hold on, I'm going to kiss you. I'm going to kiss his ass even more. I think because of the Spirit of the Wild TV show and the I Hate Obama and all that stuff, that people don't get the fact that how great of a guitar player you are. I would say that Ted Nugent is probably the most underrated guitar player living right now.
I would say he's probably the greatest guitar player that ever lived.
Well,
but go ahead.
I was going to say Ted Nugent is probably up there with Jeff Beck.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that, but don't underestimate that if you're not in the belly of the musical beast. Believe me, everywhere I go, I'm going to have some wonderful seafood here in San Francisco. We were in Las Vegas and everybody stopped me. Believe me, my guitar playing ain't underrated, except by people who are disconnected from the original cravings of the music. People who love the music know that every note I pick is the beast. It is my spiritual, passionate, fire-breathing, independent statement. So I might be underrated. And let's put it this way: the most embarrassing subhuman underbelly of the devil's HIV-positive scrotum would be the Rolling Stone leftist. And he knows where I'm going with this. So Rolling Stone magazine, Rolling Stone, they named themselves after a Bob Dylan masterpiece and the greatest rock and roll band in the world. So Rolling Stone magazine lists the top 100 guitar players in the world every year. And I've never been on the list, but Joan Jett has been. This is too funny. Who wrote that? Richard Pryor while his afro was on fire? I mean, who's that stupid? So that is an indication that those who are politically strangled by denial, they despise me. I couldn't be more proud. Let's put it this way. I'm a black Jew at a Nazi Klan rally. I'm not going to get along with those people.
So you think because the music press and all is not down with Ted Nugent's politics or Ted Nugent's outspokenness, that possibly you think you'll never be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame while you're alive?
And again, my friend, may I just mention, how dare, and again, we're going right back to the devil. Jan Wenner, the founder of Rolling Stone magazine, who will never acknowledge me because Jan Wenner is the #1 financial donator to the gun banners. Sarah Brady's gun ban hope to force Americans to be disarmed. That's what Jan Wenner, the founder of Rolling Stone, is the #1 donator
his political views.
I'm on the board of directors of the NRA, and Jan Wenner also founded the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So you have the #1 anti-gunner in the world. When do you think he's going to have the NRA board of director in his little club? And also, it's imperative I mention, how dare any human being ever include in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley and James Brown and the Stones, how dare they include Grandmaster Flash and ABBA? I mean, why don't you go up to Chuck Berry's grave and just piss on it? I mean, how soulless is that? So guess what? I don't want to be in that club because that club is dishonest. That club is not about American rock and roll until they get Patti Smith out of there, until Madonna's out of there, until Grandmaster Flash is out of there, until ABBA is out of there. I got my own Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's called Touring Across America, playing for people who really know rock and roll. Until then, sucking my dead dog's left nut. Fuck you.
I'm sorry I brought up the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
No, I think it's important. Don't be sorry because it had to be said. Because if ABBA's in there, how dare anybody call it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I would tend to agree. Tend to agree.
If you don't, I'm going to have to shoot you where you stand, motherfucker.
We talk about it a lot.
Swing the camera on these people. Yeah. Anybody not get what I just said? Anybody disagree? Raise your fucking hand. No, they wouldn't disagree because they have brains because they're here with me. You have to have the brain of a sun-baked turd to think that that's what you do to the Hall of Fame that includes James Brown and Chuck Berry. Well, how dare you?
But as far as tolerance, I think you're probably more tolerant because you had that reality show, Surviving Nugent, and there were vegetarians on that show. And I think there were vegetarians on that.
I love vegetarians. That's all I eat.
There were vegetarians on that show with Sebastian Bach as well, and you made a vegetarian meal for the non-meat eaters.
Sure, I'm a loving guy, but you cannot force bullshit on me, and I will never force anything, even though I know it's right. You don't have to own a gun. You don't have to go hunting. You don't have to think ABBA's not real rock and roll. But people of consciousness are going to look at you very suspiciously because everything you think that doesn't agree with me is wrong.
Do you carry a gun with you on all times?
Why would I carry a gun? That'd almost be like carrying a bullet. No, I don't carry a gun.
Oh, carry more than one gun.
Next question, please.
I was going to ask maybe if you had a gun. Do you have a gun with you? Or are you holding your gun now? Could you hold your...
Who do you think did I all of a sudden transform into Tom Petty here? What's going on? What kind of fucking question is that?
I don't know. I was going to ask if I could see your gun, but I didn't want to bring any sexual innuendo.
That's a little something we can all just contemplate, shall we?
Yeah.
So Derek St. Holmes,
Yes.
what the first time you were back? How long has it been since you played with Ted? Has it been 10 years?
I don't know.
So the first gig you
And
came,
the funniest guy in rock and roll.
the first I guess the first rehearsal or the first gig. How did it feel?
I mean, of this tour.
This tour?
Recently, the past
But
2
I was
years.
telling him earlier that there's never been a year we haven't done something.
Yeah, we've always played. So,
Always jammed.
So how does it feel to be back with him playing?
This
in
guy-
the band?
really tired the
this
first
guy
couple
wanted to
nights.
know that.
Admit you got really tired. I mean, be honest. He goes,
I got really tired the first couple nights because I forgot the intensity of it, and it's intense.
But he's
And-
home now, baby.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
When I
mean,
saw
you know,
Ted last, I've seen you probably 100 times, but
Yeah.
last time I saw you, by the way, nothing brings a smile to your face when you watch Ted Nugent play. When you just start going, and you instantly get a smile.
if you don't love me, you're weird.
Ted Nugent, I can't praise your guitar playing enough.
Well, tonight, and I'm going to tell you something too. I mean, I love my playing. I remember all the way back in Detroit when I was trying to learn Chuck Berry licks and the Ventures and Bo Diddley, and how I stumbled more than the rest of the guy. Donnie Henderson and the gang could outplay me. I mean, I had a little bit more piss and vinegar. I've always supremed on that, but I struggled to get those licks. But I'll tell you, something's happening this year because of Derek and Greg and Mick. And the volatility, the passion of the music, and the fact that it's almost like 1776 again. We have the enemies of America in charge. So I'm really, really driven for a return to ultimate independent activism, particularly driven by the time I spend with the heroes of the military who have given up their legs and their arms and their eyes, and many of them their lives, so that I can be the best that I can be. I'm driven to a higher level of intensity in my life right now. And all I can tell you is I want to see you after the show.
Okay.
Because what I'm about to do on the guitar tonight ain't right. I ain't right. What I play ain't right. It ain't of this earth. I'm playing shit that can't be done.
I saw Ted. Last time I saw Ted, he would be talking.
Who, me?
Talking, but while he's talking, this thing's going on with the fingers, and if you just watching the fingers, I'm going, oh my god, that motherfucker
And really
is shredding.
soulful too. I mean, you know.
Yeah, it's really good.
Thank
So,
you. I love my guitar.
You guys are in for a great show. So, so Derek, you didn't say how it felt when you first got back with Ted.
it felt like it did the first time we started playing together. It was just as exciting.
He comes from the same Motor
Yeah.
City intensity.
Yeah, we're from from the same place, and we got the same vibe, and nobody's more intense than this guy. And it's so fun playing up and behind him. It's just great.
I started playing bass guitar when I was like 15 years old, and the album I learned to play bass guitar on was Double Live Gonzo.
Wow.
That
Learned
was
that
Rob
album from-
LaGrange. Rob LaGrange on bass guitar. All my musicians have always been the best
So
in the world.
no bass overdubs on that record?
No. Oh no! I'll take one back, baby. Please don't go. We had a technical problem. I was in
bass cut
mixing, and I redid the bass on Baby Please Don't Go. Mm-hmm. And I also redid the San Antonio, suck my body out. If you listen closely, you'll hear that. That is you.
I was watching.
I was answering myself.
I was watching a video on YouTube, and there was a Ted Nugent guitar lesson. I don't know what it's called. It was like a Ted Nugent instructional video.
Yeah, right.
And in that video, you plugged Ted Nugent Hot Dough and Heat Urine, Whackmaster Catalog, the Ted Nugent Adventure Outdoors magazine, all before you started playing a note. Blood Trails, The Truth About Bow Hunting, Zebra Whackmaster Hat, the Night Vision Scopes, the Ted Nugent Hunting Knife, the Godiva Chocolate Covered Cherries, Ted Nugent hunt music, Ted Nugent hunting sunglasses, and one fine-ass winch with an instructional workout video.
And a lot of those things I have no commercial interest in. I was just mouthing off because I do it so well.
That was fantastic.
And other than that, I'm this hopeless. I'm almost like I have this dream that, based on a guy's vision and dreams of being the best that you can be, that you're compensated according to your effort. Call me weird, but it sounds like maybe we could start a country like that and call it America. Nah, what a silly idea.
All right, Ted Nugent, thank you so much. It's an honor to have you.
Back at you, thank you.
Derek St. Holmes, welcome back to the band.
Yes, indeed. And thank you for acknowledging that the Ted Nugent Band, Mick Brown, Greg Smith, and Derek St. Holmes, is the baddest motherfucking band in the land.
And have a great show, Mr.
I guarantee you that.